What's going on, everybody? JT here, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon GO, and today we're gonna do something a little different. As you know, the season of light is officially over, but man, for myself personally, it was a fantastic season. We got to travel across Asia, going to very cool destinations. We got to hang out with friends that I haven't seen in a while, and of course, we caught a lot of shiny Pokemon. And I thought it would be fun to go over our top catches and hatches throughout the entirety of the season of light and see what we got. So with that being said, let's dive in. Now, I will say that these Pokemon are not organized by ones that I'm least and most hyped to at the very end. They're just gonna be in the order in which we got them. So the first one that I think deserves to be on this list is for sure this Shundo Roggenrola that is now a Shundo Gigalith that we got during the Roggenrola Community Day. You see, I got very lucky with this one because a friend told me that there was a Hundo very close by, so I walked over there and sure enough, we found it and it was shiny and it turned out to be a Shundo, and I'm really happy to have this thing. But I will say the one minor thing I don't like about this Pokemon is best buddying her was really difficult because Gigalith is a very slow Pokemon, so when I had it coming onto the screen for me to give it a Poffin or whatever, it took an eternity for us to actually be able to interact with it. But besides that, I love this Pokemon. The second Pokemon I want to show you is one that we got in South Korea, and that is this 100% Florges right here, and it is the blue flower variant, obviously. The reason why I call this a top catch is because these Flabébés are actually decently rare when I travel around. Like, when I was in Korea, I had only seen like maybe a handful of Flabébés until I got to the Safari Zone event where they were pretty much everywhere. And they were also in research, and that's how I got this Hundo, and I'm very happy about it because I have a goal where I want to get a Hundo of each flower variant, and so far all I have is blue and yellow. And again, they're extremely rare when you travel around. Like when I was in Europe for the first time for Sevilla for the Safari Zone, I didn't see a single red Flabébé until I came back for the Berlin Go Fest, so yeah, they're decently rare. And another thing I love about this Florges is that I would consider this my top catch of the entire Safari Zone, and it's not even a shiny, which is pretty rare for me, so that's one reason why I really love this Pokemon. Number 3 has gotta be this shiny Sawk that I got in South Korea, and the reason why I'm really excited about this one is not because of its IVs, as you can tell, it's not really that good, but the reason why I'm really happy about this is because this was my first ever shiny Sawk. I didn't get lucky during the Go Fest when this one was released with Throw. In fact, I wasn't lucky with either one of them. So to find this thing outside of a random South Korean restaurant that I was eating at with Brown and Tan and everybody else was just really cool for me, so I was really happy to get this. And again, I'm trying to get a full shiny living dex, and I needed this for that, so I'm very happy about it. I do want to have a minor shout out for this shiny Sawk as well, because we got this one in Japan on the bullet train, which was a huge surprise, but check out the IVs. It's at 96%, which is amazing. I was so shocked on the train because I was trying to be quiet, but this one definitely made me just a tad louder because, I mean, come on, it's at 96% and a regional of something that I don't have, so this one definitely gets an honorable mention. Our fourth Pokemon comes from the Fashion Week event, and it's a really cool one. It's my Shundo costume Boulder Free, and I absolutely love this thing. The reason why is not only because it's a Shundo, obviously, but in the future, we may have Gigantamax Pokemon. I know that it's somewhat in the works right now. I would love to turn this thing into a Shundo Gigantamax Butterfree. It might be my only Shundo that could currently Gigantamax, hopefully. In the main series games, Gigantamax was never a guaranteed thing. Certain Pokemon could do it, some couldn't, but there was a soup that apparently made it so they could Gigantamax, so there might be a system where they can Gigantamax even if they originally couldn't. Who knows? But anyways, I just love that we got this thing and we got it in the wild. It's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon in my collection. For number 5, we travel all the way to Taipei, Taiwan, and it's not a Halloween event Pokemon. It's not even from the Safari Zone. This Pokemon was off of the Daily Incense. We got a Gallerian Zapdos, my first ever Galarian bird catch, and I still can't believe we even got it. I don't think I really hit it with a good throw, though. I think it was a great curveball throw, but yeah, I just still can't believe it. The IVs, they're not good, but they don't need to be good because I'm never going to trade this thing ever. This is like a little souvenir from Taiwan, and I just love that we finally got one because I had seen so many beforehand. I want to say I saw like 14, and every single one of them ran, so the fact that I got this in another country near the beginning of the whole Asia trip is just really exciting. For number 6, we're still in Taiwan, and this did happen during the Safari Zone, but it wasn't a Safari Zone Pokemon at all. We ended up hatching a shiny Noibat in the middle of the Safari Zone event, which was really awesome because it was like half of my, I want to say, second batch of eggs in total when it came down to it all, so it was really cool to get it. And as you can see, I have evolved it into a Noivorn since then because it was the best one that I was able to get. But look at this thing, a 15, 11, 15, that's not bad at all. Another really cool thing about this Pokemon that I love is that the background on it is the flying type background, which is a really rare background because usually things like this are dragon and flying, which means it would get the dragon background, but because it's a flying and dragon, it gets the cloudy background. I just like it. It's an interesting touch. For Pokemon number 7, we travel from Taipei, Taiwan, all the way to Tokyo, Japan, and specifically, we went to a park called Yoyogi Park. park. And why did I go to this park? Because it was a gigantic Venipede nest, and I did not have a shiny Venipede at the time, but luckily that nest came in clutch and we did end up getting a shiny Venipede. And I was so happy because again, I didn't have one and now it's my first one ever. It doesn't have great IVs on it, really. I mean, it's okay, all things considered, but I don't care. The fact that we got this thing from a nest in another country and it was actually a really good nest, like this nest basically ate my entire day. I was there and I just did not leave for at least maybe, I want to say like 8 hours. I loved that park. It was really good. And somebody was very kind and traded me a second one, but I still need one more to complete the set. So who knows, maybe this next season will give it to me. For number 8, we're still in Tokyo, Japan. And this isn't a shiny Pokemon from the Halloween event or anything like that. No, this also came off of the daily incense. We got our first ever Gallerian Articuno. And this Pokemon I am very shocked that I caught because I know for a fact I hit this with a terrible throw. I didn't do the full ball trick or anything like that. I just threw the ball and sure enough, for some reason it decided to catch. And for obvious reasons, when I caught it, I lost my mind because I really expected it to run away. And when it comes down to the IVs of this thing, it's actually pretty up there. A 15-14-7 is not bad, all things considered. So like, I still just cannot believe we got this thing. I was really hoping to get a Galarian Moltres as well during this whole travel thing, but honestly, 2 out of 3 is really good, so I'm not complaining at all. Our 8th Pokemon was also in Tokyo, Japan, but it wasn't a catch, it was a hatch. During the Teddiursa Community Day in Ueno Park, I did a small community meetup and a few people showed up and we hunted around getting those shiny teddy bears. And then I had one batch of eggs go off with everybody and we got so lucky we hatched a shiny Munchlax and not one of us could believe it happened. But the second reason is somebody else also hatched a shiny Munchlax like a couple minutes prior to me doing it, which was really interesting RNG, all things considered. As you can see, I did lucky trade this one. I lucky traded it with the Trader Club. It didn't come back much better. Actually, I think that the one I gave him was better than what I got back, but in the end of the day, I don't really care. A lucky shiny Munchlax just looks really nice, so it doesn't matter what the IVs are. Pokemon number 9 also happened in Tokyo, Japan, and technically it happened before the shiny Munchlax, so I'm a little out of order here, but it doesn't matter. We ended up getting a shiny Cherubi on our first check that had a Cherubi on it. It wasn't our first research check in total because there were 3 spawns on it, but the first one that had a Cherubi in it turned out to be a shiny, and this one was my first ever shiny Cherubi, which I just could not believe happened. I've been hunting this thing by popping Mossy Lures like crazy, and when it was first released, like just religiously, and I could not get one. So just casually getting one from a research, not even expecting it, was really great. And another little honorable mention is during the Safari Zone for Singapore, Cherubi was there, and we did manage to get 2 of them, and sure enough, I evolved both, and they both turned into the alternate forms. Not only do we have this shiny Cherubi right here, but we also have the Cherum, that's the Overcast form, and the Sunshine form. It was a 50-50 chance. There was no way to alter that in any way, shape, or form, so the fact that we got lucky like that is just crazy to me. And our 11th and final Pokemon for this list that I think deserves to be here is this 69 CP shiny Singapore shirt Pikachu that we got during the Safari Zone. And the reason why I think he deserves to be on the list is because if you look at its IVs, this is a 96% with 69 CP. That's pretty nice. Apparently 69 CP is also the Hundo CP, so we could have had a Shundo here, and this is my best shiny Pikachu. And I am considering maxing this one out in the future because there is Gigantamax Pikachu, and I think every single Pikachu, whether it's costumed or not, will be able to do that. And what I like about this Pikachu above my other really good shiny Pikachus is that this one cannot evolve, so I can't accidentally evolve it into a Raichu and get rid of the ability to Gigantamax in the future, so I really like this one. And those are my top catches and hatches for the Season of Light, but I would love to know in the comments down below, what did you all get? Did you manage to get any Shundos, maybe some 0% shinies, or maybe even some amazing Hundos, perhaps even a Shadow Hundo? Which just now reminds me that I should have put this on the list. We did get a Shadow Hundo Gardevoir. I don't know how I forgot that, but that did happen in Korea, so that's probably number maybe 3 or 4 if we were doing the whole list accurately, so really cool to get that. And if you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you have, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers very soon, and we're just about to hit 90,000. So if you haven't already subscribed and you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you're really enjoying the content and you want to see even more of it, I highly suggest you check out this video right here. But with that being said, this is the end of the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.